We all have our own unique interpretation on life. These many readings help to expand our perceptions. They can uplift and be quite powerful for good. Hi, I'm Cheryl Peterson with Healing Science Today, and my book is 21st Century Science and Health, a unique read touching on the subject of spiritual science or Christian science. 21st Century Science and Health is a revision of Mary Baker Eddy's Science and Health, written over 100 years ago. Naturally, the outdated language and the examples were becoming undesirably misunderstood or neglected by readers educated in the late 20th century and today. So, when a revision became requisite, I immediately took up the job, which required years of research and prayer. It is a work in progress, and now the 4th edition is available at Trafford Publishing. You can buy it as a softcover or for your e-reader. Interestingly, we do have the ability to interpret things that we read, see, hear, and feel in a way that is constructive today, in a way that manifests God-likeness, well-being, or the same mind as Christ. For example, after a terrible accident, I was taken to the emergency room and x-rays were taken. I'll read from my medical records what one of the x-rays says. I had an acute fracture of the lateral tip of the clavicle with inferior displacement of the distal fragment. I didn't interpret this to mean that now my shoulder was goofed up, although it felt like it because I couldn't even move my arm. It took time and prayer, but a few weeks after the accident, I remember thinking about God's allness. If God is everywhere, and God is substance, and that substance is presence itself, then there is no room for a gap. We can't ever break away from God. About 3 minutes after I had this little epiphany, I heard and felt my shoulder bone adjust. It scared me at first because it was like bone on bone, but my shoulder healed perfectly. And I have complete use of my arm, to the surprise of a physical therapist who told me later, shoulder cases like mine don't heal that well even after therapy. The thing to remember about interpretations is it isn't truth, it's still an interpretation. And one correct interpretation of Scripture doesn't exist any more than one correct cloud formation in the sky. Even if a few people appear to have the same interpretation of the Bible, time will prove they don't. Our interpretations are as unique as our individualities. Even identical twins are different. The point is, aim for an ever-expanding interpretation instead of a static interpretation. Starting from the basis of an ever-expanding interpretation leads to more effective mental or spiritual work. Our prayers and meditations are more practical and successful.